drop of Nelson's blood wouldn't do us any harm. And a drop of Nelson's blood wouldn't do us any harm. And a drop of Nelson's blood wouldn't do us any harm. And we'll all hang on behind.
I'm Elena Baturina. I'm founder of Be Open Foundation. As usual, I'm involved in business projects around the world, but this is my first humanitarian project, which was started beginning of this year, and I hope it will be very successful.
We didn't want to celebrate the physical because we're trying to celebrate design you can't see. And in that scene in Space Odyssey at the beginning with the monkeys, and you've got this big black obelisk in the background, and no one really explains what it is, and you only see it again at the end. So it's some kind of metaphor for kind of past, future, present. And the kind of blackness of it, and so, you know, and the madness of it. And there's a house down in Dungeness where the whole of the outside is fitted black rubber and the whole of the inside is ply. There's only two materials on the house. And those two inspirations for, right, let's put this very alien structure in the middle of Trafalgar Square and deliberately make it kind of non-design, because the design is inside something you hear.
The actual music, or the note-to-note data, is based on a set of 5 idioms, which I then used mathematical formulae to modify and extrapolate chromatic variations from there using measurements of Nelson's column. You can measure it, there's height, and there's width, and there's all these different parts that have different sizes. So there's a lot of numbers there. And just for fun, I just sort of plug it in and see what happens. And I think anyone familiar with Nelson's column will be able to hear it in the sound.
I have created 4 artificial voices, and I've written a choral for them, and subsequently lyrics for that choral. And the intention is to create a universal cultural experience, as singing is a part of any tradition in the world, and religious tradition in particular.
When I was commissioned to do a sound piece for Trafalgar Square, I instantly started thinking about identity. As a sound artist, I also think about identity in terms of sound, in terms of acoustic ecology, and in terms of music and song, and where a sense of identity and heritage is carried within those things.
I had to really imagine what the space was going to be like, and we were sent diagrams of the space. And I knew I was working with ambisonics, where you're working with height, so I thought about the sounds falling on top of you and bass sort of coming up below you, and like this really beautiful spatial experience.
The sound portal is designed by Arup, and Arup have a facility called the Sound Lab, which enables them, using ambisonics, to simulate the acoustics of any building that they're designing while still in the design stage.
Ambisonic arrays is a set of speakers that is creating a 3-dimensional sound in the room. And there's the bass speaker and a subwoofer that's placed in the middle of the room, and then they have 9 speakers, an array of 9 speakers that are creating a first order of ambisonics in the space.
Typically think of design as everyday objects, consumer items. There's some kind of view for them to be mass-produced and commodified. This is exactly not that. And if that still falls under the rubric of design, that's great.
The ability to use Trafalgar Square is great, but it's a tough nut to crack. You know, you could do something here, it just doesn't work. But those public places, you know, we've used in Paul's Cathedral and a whole series of major institutions in London. A good idea, a design team to do it and someone to pay for it. Those are the kind of ingredients. And if we can glue those bits together, we can kind of do whatever we want.